Christopher Nolan is making a film about Odysseus. It will probably be one of the most anticipated films of the decade. And almost nobody that I know knows that one of the greatest poems ever written is also about Odysseus. It was written by a grieving man in 1833, and it ends with 9 lines that will stay with you for the rest of your life. In 1833, Alfred Tennyson's closest friend, Arthur Hallam, dies suddenly. He was 22 years old. Tennyson was shattered, and the poem he wrote to process that grief, he put in the mouth of a 70-year-old mythological king who refuses to stop sailing. The king is Ulysses, the Roman name for Odysseus. After the Trojan War, after 10 years lost at sea, he's finally home in Ithaca. He has a kingdom, a wife, a son, everything he was supposed to want, and he cannot bear it. He looks at his people and calls them a savage race that hoard and sleep and feed. He looks at himself, rusting, unused, and says, I cannot rest from travel. What Tennyson wrote about was not actually travel or adventure. It's the terror of stopping, the fear that if you sit still, you disappear. Ulysses is not a young man with dreams. He's an old man with a death sentence, trying to convince his equally old sailors to leave the harbor one last time. Not because they'll succeed, but because not trying is its own kind of death. Here is the poem. It little profits that an idle king, by this still hearth, among these barren crags, matched with an aged wife, I meet and dole, unequal laws unto a savage race, that hoard and sleep and feed, and know not me. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me, and alone, on shore, and when through scuddling drifts the rainy Hyades vex the dim sea, I am become a name, for always roaming with a hungry heart. Much have I seen and known, cities of men, and manners, climates, councils, governments, myself not least, but honored of them all, and drunk delight of battle with my peers, far on the ringing plains of windy Troy. I am a part of all that I have met, yet all experience is an arch wherethrough gleams that untravelled world whose margins fade, forever and forever when I move. How dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use, as though to breathe were life, life piled on life were all too little, and of one to me little remains, but every hour is saved from that eternal silence. Something more, a bringer of new things, and while it were for some 3 suns to store and hoard myself, and this grey spirit yearning in desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star, beyond the utmost bound of human thought. This is my son, my own Telemachus, to whom I leave the sceptre and the isle, well loved of me, discerning to fulfill this labour, by slow prudence to make mild a rugged people, and through soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. Most blameless is he, centered in the sphere of common duties, decent not to fail in offices of tenderness, and pay meet adoration to my household gods. When I am gone, he works his work, I mine. There lies the port, the vessel puffs her sail. There gloom the dark, broad seas. My mariners, souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine, and opposed free hearts, free foreheads. You and I are old. Old age hath yet his honour and his toil. Death closes all, but something ere the end, some work of noble note may yet be done, not unbecoming men that strove with gods. The lights begins to twinkle from the rocks, the long day wanes, the slow moon climbs, the deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world. Push off, and sitting well in order smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset, and the baths of all the western stars, until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles, whom we knew. Though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Let me know in the comments how you like the poem and the analysis, and if you have any more poems in your mind that we can discuss, please let me know as well.